All right, everybody, we are ready to get started. My name is Andrew Setters. I am a reporter for Channel 5 here in Cincinnati. How many of you are from in town, and how many from out of town? You guys having a good time so far in Cincinnati? We are going to get started. I know you're excited to meet Chandler. I've been watching The Walking Dead just in the past couple weeks, catching up. So if you think it's intense week to week, I've watched them all in like the last month. And I'm really excited to talk to him about upcoming season 3 and what it's been like on the first 2 seasons. So big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, Chandler Riggs. Doing good? Right there? Get you a water. So I know you had you just kind of got in this morning. You coming from shooting right now?
Yeah, we were shooting until like 11 last night. So I just flew in this morning from Atlanta, so
That's
awesome.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You just turned 13?
In June, end of June.
How old were you when you started acting?
I was 4 when I started.
Okay.
I started with stage and everything like that, so yeah, it's just so much fun. It's busy.
That's yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. Tell me a little bit about the experience of getting cast on The Walking Dead, and were there any worries for your folks about having you at like 10 years old getting on this kind of? You knew what it was going to be going in, this blood and guts kind of zombie show.
Well, they thought it was, when we first auditioned for it, or when I first auditioned for it, we were like, a zombie show? Yeah, we'll never get that. It's never gonna get made, whatever. And, well, you know, look at me now, so. Yeah, so, but yeah, that's kind of what it was like, you know. But I mean, shooting the show, it's just unbelievable, you know. And I mean, it's just so much fun, you know. The cast is like, or the cast and crew is like one big family, you know. And some of the crew say they've worked on other sets where it's just, you know, people aren't as nice on, you know.
That's one of the things I was thinking about, because here you are kind of thrown into this surrogate family kind of. You get to play, you know, really the only kid now on the set. And what is it like, that dynamic between you and the 2 actors that play your mom and dad on the show?
They are so nice, you know. It's like they give me amazing tips, like Andrew, we call him Andy. The other day, he just said, just make it more, or well, I can't really say it to him. He said it was just the way.
Yeah, we're trying to keep the spoilers to a minimum here for anybody that.
It's actually in season 3, actually recently. But he said just to say it slower and just more dark-ish, and so. I mean, they gave me great tips, you know. It's awesome. It's like a second director. It's really, really cool. So.
I know you guys shoot on location in and around Atlanta. Are you from that area? Does it keep you closer to home?
Yeah, I live in Georgia, north of Atlanta, actually. And so it's the first season. It was like 10 minutes, 20 minutes away from the set at the quarry, and so that was really easy to get to and from set, you know. And then after that, we were more into the city in season 2, and then way further out onto the farm, which is in the middle of nowhere, called Cincinnati, Georgia, in Georgia. But it's really, really far out. It's like I said, in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, but you're not commuting back and forth to like LA or something.
No, I know.
So
I know. Yeah, but yeah, it's awesome, and it's close, thank goodness, you know. And like Andy, who plays Rick, he actually lives in the UK. You did not know he's British, and so that's really cool. I think that, and also the governor, which is a new character in season 3, he's also British. And Andy and David is the governor's name, are actually good friends too. So.
Yeah, I watched the teaser trailer that they have up online now. If you haven't seen it, check it out, because it gives you a big sneak peek into season 3 and what to expect. And they're kind of talking about some of the behind-the-scenes stuff. The first time I heard Andrew Lincoln speak out of character, I was like, oh my God, he's British.
Yeah.
Like, that's really, he does a great job.
Yeah.
Now, what was it like when you got on set and you got a chance to see folks in the zombie makeup for the first time? I think that's one of the moments when I was watching the show and you really get a chance to see the folks in makeup. That's one of the most impressive things, is the zombies look fantastic.
Well, the first time I actually saw a zombie on set was actually in episode 4 of season 1, you know, because I'm not on set every time they film something, you know, and they film it out of order as well, so it's like, it depends on the location. So, for example, we might film one part of the episode, you know, towards the beginning, and then after we're finished with that one, we'd move on to like the last scene of the episode, you know. And it's completely out of order, you know, so it's cool though, you know. I mean, just the dynamic of everything. And the set is amazing, you know. The prison in season 3, it's unbelievable. Actually, the set dressers built all of the prison. For those of you who've seen the trailer, it's just crazy, you know. Like the guard towers and the whole thing on the outside of the prison, you know. Those are the studios. These are the sound stages and everything. So it's awesome.
Yeah, I was watching season 2 just recently, catching up on it, and I was amazed at how much. In season 1, you're there. You're obviously a big character, but in season 2, it's amazing how much of the action revolves around you and your character and what is going on with you. I mean, I know in the beginning of the season you spent a couple episodes in bed because you were shot, but just even being shot and that driving the action for the whole Shane Otis storyline, and then getting out and the zombie in the swamp and how that just led to everything. How much of a change did you feel from season 1 to season 2 to really feel like, okay, Carl is a major character now?
You know, it was really cool for me because I got to do a lot more stuff and I got to spend a lot more time on set as well. It just felt so much longer from season 1 to season 2, I guess the jump, you know, from 6 episodes to 13, you know. But it's just, I mean, I just thought it was awesome, you know, that my character was getting bigger and bigger, progressing through the season. It's even bigger in season 3, you know, so it's really, really cool.
Yeah, I've seen the teaser, and I see like a couple shots of you in there, and I see the hair is longer, and you've got you're definitely coming into your own, maturing more, and the character is maturing more in his role in the group.
Yeah, and I have, for those of you that watched the trailer, I have a gun with a silencer on it, and that's actually the end of a baseball bat, and that we attached onto there, so.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because watching season 2, I see you kind of go from being very much a kid, your character being very much a kid, and then you kind of go through this period where Sophia is lost, and you're one of the people that is kind of holding everybody together, kind of keeping them focused on finding her. But as the season goes on, we also see your character turn kind of dark. What was it like to kind of play those moments where, towards the second half of the season, where your character is dealing with kind of some of the darkness, kind of some of the innocence being lost? What kind of directions were you getting, like to put you in that mind space where you're going, okay, this is a kid that's seen a lot for his age, and is kind of going to a dark place?
Well, it's just, the thing is that when they say action, you know, you don't think about your lines. You don't think about what you're going to do. You just think about what you're doing right then, you know, and everything just comes naturally, you know, as you progress through the scene, you know, and playing off other actors. Like when other actors are in the scenes, it really, really helps because you can just see their reaction, you know, and then bounce it back onto you and just, you know, honestly reply to whatever they're saying or your honest reaction is. So.
And I'm looking at the list of, and I actually made a list of all the characters on the show that die, because I think that's one of the coolest parts about the show. How many of you are fans of the show exclusively, and how many of you have read the books? How many people are read the books and then were brought to the show? Okay, you got a fair number of you. And then how many of you are just watching this, just come to it through the show? See, that's one of the things that I think is interesting because now I read like the first graphic novel of it, and now I'm like, oh, it's different. I don't want to know. I don't want any tip. I don't want my hand to, I don't want to know anything about what might happen because they are making it seems like a conscious effort to make it different than the graphic novels to keep people surprised.
Yeah, I mean that's what they're doing. That's what they're trying to do all season. They didn't kill off Shane for 2 seasons, and they're supposed to come off the first season. And the same thing with Sophia. Sophia's actually still alive in the comic books. So that's another change. And then there's just tons of stuff, And then in season 3, there's even more. So.
Yeah, they keep you guessing. I made a list of the characters that have died. You got Ed, Carol's husband, Amy, Jim, Jackie and Jen are both together. Otis in season 2, then Sophia and Dale. Jimmy and Patricia, but everybody knew they were going to die anyway. They were nobody even got a chance to know. But other than Jimmy and Patricia, I felt like everybody had that moment where they're like, "Oh, we're going to get to learn more about Amy and about her relationship with her sister and all of that." And then,
nope, you're dead.
Boom, something happens. That's what I'm wondering is like, what is it like on set when they bring people the scripts and they're like, "Oh no, my storyline's getting bigger. That means they're going to build me up and then they're going to axe me." What is that like when you go through that process of like, how do the producers break it to people like? I hate to break it to you, but you can go ahead and make plans because you're only going to make it to episode 4.
They do, the producers and everyone, they do tell the actors when they're going to get whacked, but it's, you start to notice when someone's going to die if like towards the end of usually the end of the episode. If they have a ton of lines, that means they're probably gonna die. So, but they don't, the thing is that they don't tell us, the other actors, ahead of time.
How much of that do you know going in? Like, do you know, hey, we're looking at the next couple episodes and we're kind of building to like 3 episodes from now, Dale's gonna get it? Or is it like really like that when you get that script for that episode, is that the first time you learn?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, usually that's what happens unless one of the actors emails you, or says whatever, and or tells you. But yeah, like right now, we're on episode 11, and we already shot episode 12, and then so for some reason we're going backwards. This reason I cannot tell you why, but. We just went from 10 to 12 and then to 11, and then after like about half an episode until we're done with episode 11, and then after that we got 3 more episodes, and then we're done with that season. But we have not gotten any of the other scripts yet as well, and so we start the next episode in 4 days, I think, 4 or 5 days.
So you've got to go back and shoot tomorrow?
No.
Shoot Monday.
Monday, yeah. It's weekdays.
Okay,
days.
but you're going to wrap up an episode and then turn around and start another episode.
Yes.
It sounds like kind of a grueling schedule.
It is, yeah, and it's unbelievably unorganized. And it's.
But it comes together.
It does.
It seems like a mishmash probably when you're shooting it, but it's probably also pretty exciting for you to sit down and watch the finished episodes because you've got to put all the scenes together in your mind.
Exactly. But it's like the other day. Well, actually, I don't even know if I'm supposed to there's this photo shoot thing on Monday, but at the bottom of the email it said we didn't have to come if we weren't working on that day, and then the producer's assistant came over and told us, no, you have to come on Monday. I don't even know what I'm doing on Monday. I just know I might do a photo shoot. Yeah, I got my dad. I got my dad. Yeah.
Excellent. I know everybody is like itching for season 3 information. I have tried to not. I'm like torn between. I don't want to know anything because I really felt like the end of the season. End of the season 2 finale. You're left with like, oh my God, what's that building over there? And who is the person in the hood with the zombies on the chains? And because I haven't read the books and I didn't want to like get into any of the spoilers. But now that the trailer's out and the new season starts in
October 14th.
October 14th, so in just like 3 weeks. Now the cat's out of the bag, so now I'm like, what can people look forward to with knowing about the prison and Michonne? I mean, you're going to get some new characters, some new sets. It's going to be very different.
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of new awesome stuff in this season. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot more guns, bigger guns and stuff. So it's fun. It's a lot of fun shooting season 3, and it's just the actors as well. It's an honor to work with them, and there's of course the new ones. They're amazing. It's really awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and watching the kind of the trailer that's out there. You see you guys go into the prison, and I kind of feel like the way it was left at the end of season 2, like they're looking for a safe haven, and that's kind of the way they need to get out and like clear the prison maybe. I mean, I have no idea. I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens.
Well, yeah, it's... you won't get any information out of me. I'm sworn to secrecy, AMC will sue me if I say anything, so don't want that happening.
Are there some moments in this season, without giving away any spoilers, are there some moments in this season that have been, kind of different challenges for you, things that you've really enjoyed shooting so far that we can look for?
Yes, yeah, there's a lot of that. I actually was filming something the other day, actually in episode 12. It was so much fun. It was actually my favorite scene so far.
Okay.
So.
But that's going to be they've got 16 episodes this season?
Yes, 16 episodes.
So it'll be like 8 and then a break. So we won't see episode 12, which you've already shot, until like springtime probably.
Yeah, and for football.
Yeah.
Playoffs and stuff.
As you go through this, I mean, it's one of the things, like I really feel like your character, more so than anybody else, I kind of see so much of the path of everybody on the show reflected in your character. You see the periods in season 2 where it's kind of like Carl is kind of losing his innocence. Carl gets to that point where that big finale at the end of the finale episode there with the interaction with Shane. I'm like, there is definitely a breaking point for everybody there where something has shifted for everybody. How much of that, I mean, that's got to be very cool to kind of, if you looked at it that way, like kind of a lot of stuff is mirrored in Carl.
Yeah, you know what, it's just the transition, it was just so quick, after I got shot late in bed for, 4 episodes?
Yeah.
Yeah, laid in bed for that long, and then all of a sudden I'm stealing guns and stuff like that, and so, I mean, I'm trying to think of a way to word this. Sorry, I apologize.
I kind of see the shift, and there's almost that moment, I think it comes down to, and I hope I'm not giving anything away for anybody that hasn't watched all of season 2, but there's really no way to talk about this stuff without talking about it. You see in season 2, the moment when your character realizes that going into the swamp with the zombie that's stuck in the mud and throwing rocks at him, that moment led to Dale's death, and it kind of led to this whole, didn't lead to it, but it's kind of previewed this whole invasion that happens at the end of the season. I mean, that's the moment where I saw Carl completely change.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what happened. It was just, like I said, after I got shot, I was just, it was, I lost my innocence right when I got out of that bed. So, but it's you're right, the transition, you saw a big transition right there, but you started to see it after I got out of bed, but
it's kind of that realization that nobody is safe, I think I've got an 11-year-old son, so I kind of look at it like I'm watching Carl, and I'm like, oh my God, it's very cool for me as a parent to watch somebody that I'm watching my son kind of go through that same age and same time frame in his life, and so I think it's pretty cool to watch that, and it rings true to me. It's kind of like it wasn't real up until the point where you got shot, maybe for your character.
Yeah, I mean, it's that day was actually shot on my birthday, by the way.
Oh,
when
really?
I got shot, yeah. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, when I got thrown back onto the leaves, got thrown down. There was a pad below all the waves and stuff. And the stunt guy, he actually had to grab me by the jacket and the pants, and he had to throw me into there. We called it Chandler trekking. So that was a fun day, you know. And they had the harness, which made me fly backwards onto the pad, of course. But it was so much fun shooting that.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool. It's really cool too that you get to be kind of this junior action hero in training. You're out there with the, you know, knives. Like the scene where you're out on the highway still early in season 2. And you pull out the big, like, assault kit of, like, knives and hatchets and all that out of the truck. I'm like, oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah, and yeah, you know what? I don't have a stunt double.
You don't?
I do my own stunts, and, and that's pretty cool, I think. And it's a lot of fun doing my own stunts.
Yeah, that's going to be very cool because you're out there, I mean, and you've already, you know, out there shooting guns and everything else. I mean, that's got to be a lot of fun to go through all the training and doing all that kind of stuff. What's it like?
I actually didn't have any training until season 3. So I was basically taking, you know, how to hold a gun and all of that stuff from Call of Duty, you know? So, I mean, I really didn't know how to really hold a gun, but from, you know, cutscenes and stuff from Call of Duty. But that first time I shot a gun was actually... I had to do some training for like combat and stuff, and I actually shot a gun for the first time that day, and it was really, really cool. And I learned how to do like tactical stuff and things like that. It was really a lot of fun. But yeah, that was the first time I really shot a gun. And actually, why I didn't shoot a gun earlier was because Georgia law. I don't know why this is in play even. It's like I can't hold I can fire a minigun or a rocket launcher when I'm 8, but
well, that's good to know.
But yeah,
I mean, in case it comes up.
Yeah. But I can't touch a gun on set until I'm 14. So I don't.
So how did you guys shoot around that? Because obviously you got the big scene with Shane.
You know what? That gun was actually a modified airsoft gun. It's an airsoft gun. It's double action and it's always plugged. You know, and it's they're just using a different clip for the actual clip. So, but
so it looks real. It acts real on set, and then they do everything else through the special effects.
Yeah. And then further into the season, sorry, I can't say anything.
Okay.
Season 3.
Season 3.
Can't say anything.
But we know that you've gone through more training, so there is other stuff that it comes on.
Yes, yeah.
The big question I think on anybody is anybody safe on the show?
No, not even Rick.
I mean, that's the thing that kind of keeps everybody guessing is that nobody truly is safe. Mm-hmm. I mean, I like to think that Rick and Lori and Carl are safe, but we've already seen, you know, you get shot, we've seen everything else kind of happen. It's like anything can happen.
Mm-hmm. It really can, you know.
All right, it looks like we are running low on time, folks, but October 14th?
Yep, October 14th is when the third season airs. It's going to be awesome. You really don't want to miss it, or just record it.
Yeah, or get it on DVD.
Yeah.
And then tell folks what you're going to be doing here. You're here the rest of the day today, and you're here tomorrow, too. Tell them where they can find you.
Yep, you can find me in the back corner where the ceiling starts to get low. Just find me in the corner over there.
And you're signing and doing photos and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I'm doing signings and photos. The photos come with free of charge with the purchase of an autograph, which costs $30.
Excellent. I am excited for season 3 of The Walking Dead. Is everybody excited about that? Excellent, everybody. Thank you very much. Chandler Riggs.